Welcome to Drexel University's commencement exercises and to Citizens Bank Park. Please direct your attention to the right field side of the park and to the Fanavision screens and welcome the 2022 graduates of Drexel University as they enter the park. Please welcome deans and representatives from Drexel's colleges and schools. Graduates are encouraged to recognize your college or school as each enters. College of Arts and Sciences, led by Interim Dean Kelly Joyce. School of Biomedical Engineering, Science and Health Systems, led by Dean and Distinguished University Professor Paul W. Brandt Rolfe. Bennett S. LeBeau College of Business, led by R. John Chappell Jr. Dean, Vivas Madan. College of Computing and Informatics, led by Dean and Isaac L. Auerbach Professor E. Deng. School of Education, led by Dean and Distinguished University Professor Penny Hamrick. College of Engineering, led by Dean and Distinguished Professor of Civil, Architectural, and Environmental Engineering, Sharon Walker. Charles D. Close School of Entrepreneurship, led by Dean and Silverman Family Professor of Entrepreneurial Leadership, Donna DeCarolis. Thomas R. Klein School of Law, led by Dean and Professor of Law, Daniel Phillip. College of Medicine, led by Walter H. and Lenore Annenberg Dean, Senior Vice President, Medical Affairs, Charles Cairns. Dana and David Dornsife School of Public Health, led by Dean Ana Diaz-Rue. Custom Designed Majors, C.R. Chuck and Annette Pannoni Honors College, led by Dean Paula Morantz Cohen. Antoinette Westfall College of Media Arts and Design, led by Dean Jason Schubach. College of Nursing and Health Professions, led by Dean and Distinguished University Professor Laura Gitlin. Richard C. Goodwin College of Professional Studies, led by Executive Director of Professional Studies and Associate Dean of Program Administration, Brian Ellis. Direct your attention to the third base side of the park and welcome the President of Drexel University, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, and members of their stage party. Please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Drexel University Army ROTC Task Force Dragon, and remain standing for our national anthem, sung by Rena Cronius, Samantha Heliodoro, Darius Washington Olega, and Thomas Morris.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave
Please be seated and remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. Please welcome the Senior Vice President for Enrollment Management, Evelyn Thimba.
Hello, graduates. You look amazing. What a beautiful day. Family, friends, graduates, welcome to the University Commencement Celebration for the class of 2022. Just a few years ago, as the Senior Vice President for Enrollment Management, I had the distinct privilege and pleasure of being one of the first people to welcome you to the Drexel community as future Drexel alumni. The future is already here, and I stand here today honored to be the first voice to congratulate you on the day that you become an alumni. This is a day of celebration. Class of 2022, here you are, realizing what you have worked so hard to achieve. Your dedication, commitment, resilience, countless hours of hard work have paid off. Along with your family and friends, all of us here on the stage, and all the faculty and staff at Drexel applaud you on this tremendous accomplishment. This ceremony is for you, and I hope that you enjoy every moment. As you listen to today's distinguished speakers, I encourage you to reflect upon the journey that has led you to here today and the people that have helped you along the way. And know that when you officially tan your tassel, this journey will have reached its spectacular conclusion, and you'll have truly earned the right to be known as a Drexel alum. Every university commencement signifies a new beginning for its graduates, and I am eager to see all the things that you will accomplish. We are so proud of you, and for all that you have given this institution, thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Please welcome the President of Drexel University, John Fry.
Good evening, everyone. So let's get right to it and welcome the newest members of our global family of Drexel alumni, the graduates of the amazing class of 2022. And how about a big cheer for those unsung heroes who happily made many sacrifices to make this day possible? The parents, sisters and brothers, grandparents, friends, partners, and in some cases, the children of our graduates. Let's give them a hand. And let's also give it up for everyone whose support and encouragement helped our graduates reach this major milestone. Drexel's outstanding faculty and devoted professional staff. In his poem, The Writer, Richard Wilbur quietly observes his daughter struggling to produce her first short story. He writes, "Young as she is, the stuff of her life is a great cargo, and some of it is heavy. I wish her a lucky passage." Graduates, hard as these past 2 years have been on us all, I recognize the many extra uphill miles that you had to travel and the weight of hardship and loss that you were forced to bear just to make it to this day. The fact that you have prevailed attests to your intellect, your persistence, your courage, and your determination to imagine a better future for all of us. Now, each of you, by virtue of your Drexel education and experience, is ready to forge your own paths towards your own professional and personal goals. As you prepare to take those steps, I encourage you to adopt meaningful principles to guide you throughout your lives. For example, I resonate to the wise counsel of astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who said, "I am driven by two main philosophies: know more today about the world than I knew yesterday, and lessen the suffering of others." You'd be surprised about how far that takes you. I am quite confident that all of you have learned a lot more about the world and your place in it from the moment you arrived at Drexel. I am also quite sure that you did more than a little to lessen suffering, fight ignorance and hatred, promote justice and beneficial progress, and on all counts, add to the general sum of goodness in our deeply troubled world. Think of how far you've already come, and you are just getting started as learners and doers. For learning, there will never be a shortage of resources and options available to you, including opportunities to further your education through advanced study and practice. When it comes to lessening suffering, you will never run out of problems to solve, wrongs to right, and existential threats to our democracy and planetary health to meet head on. The question now is, how will you keep the momentum for learning and civic engagement at full throttle? I will offer these words of advice. Choose inspirational role models for lifelong learning and service to humankind. And find great mentors to teach, inspire, and guide you every step of the way. Early in my career, I chose a hero to be my role model, and I also found myself a terrific mentor. And as my good luck would have it, my role model and my mentor turned out to be the same person. In a further stroke of good luck, that person soon will deliver this year's commencement address, Dr. Freeman Hrabowski. You will hear more about Dr. Hrabowski and his amazing life story and exceptional career as a mathematician, innovator, advocate, and highly decorated university leader of the first rank. I will offer just a few examples of the many inspiring lessons that he has taught me. The first has to do with how one goes about learning more about the world each day. Dr. Hrabowski is one of the smartest, most inspiring people I will ever know. Yet, since first getting to know him, I cannot ever recall a time when Freeman wasn't pushing and stretching himself to learn about people, languages, everything. One example of his insatiable desire to keep learning was his decision a few years ago to study French with his wife. He tells the story that some of his students gave him odd looks and suggested that perhaps he was too old to learn a new language. Big mistake. Not only does Dr. Hrabowski speak and write French fluently, he is likely among the relatively small number of non-native French speakers who have read all of Proust in the original language. The second thing that Dr. Hrabowski has taught me by example is the power of setting what some might consider audacious goals and then bringing people together to achieve them. When I became Drexel's president, I issued a call to action that would govern all of our ambitious endeavors, from becoming the country's most civically engaged university to positioning Drexel as a powerful force in raising Philadelphia's standing as a globally competitive metro through our cooperative education, research, and corporate partnership programs. When I articulated these goals and issued the call, I was emulating my role model, Freeman Hrabowski. 18 years earlier, Dr. Hrabowski decided that the institution that he was called to lead, the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, would become a national leader and model for empowering students from diverse backgrounds, not just to excel in the STEM fields, but also to join the ranks of the country's preeminent scholars and practitioners in science, math, and engineering. His phenomenal success was never about securing bragging rights for UMBC. Rather, it was about taking charge to redress a long festering wrong in society, the shortage of Black and brown scientists and engineers in America, and to make it right for the betterment of everyone. Dr. Hrabowski dared to dream something very big and very important, and he mobilized his colleagues and partners to get it done. And that leads to the third thing that Dr. Hrabowski taught me by way of example, the power and the importance of humility. Whether you are leading a family, a team, a company, a university, or a country, you cannot truly succeed in any endeavor by strutting, by shutting others out, or by demanding conformity. As another one of my heroes, Nelson Mandela, once said, "Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front." Every time I am around Dr. Hrabowski, I am impressed by the depth of his humility, and how he manifests it. He engages everyone who works for him as true colleagues. He is interested in learning about everyone he meets and is constantly asking more questions or inviting honest feedback from whoever he is at the table with. And he unfailingly goes out of his way to call attention to the contributions and accomplishments of others. And let me tell you, Dr. Hrabowski's humility and the empathy that emanates from his humility inspires everyone who works with him to move mountains. Graduates, be the mover of mountains and the leaders who inspire others to move mountains too. Your Drexel degrees grant you the license to apply your education to your highest and best purpose, and to keep learning and dreaming and doing. As you move forward, I wish for you the blessing of having real heroes and real mentors, as I have had. And I wish for all of you an exciting, happy, and purposeful journey. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
Please welcome Jared Watson, President of the Undergraduate Student Government Association, who is graduating today from the Westfall College of Media Arts and Design. Jared will address us on behalf of the class of 2022.
Thank you. Distinguished members of the trustees, President Fry, Provost Jensen, Dr. Sahu and Zemelinsky, Emily Geschke, and of course my fellow graduates. It has been an honor to serve as Drexel's student body president. I was elected to my position to represent a talented, hardworking, and unique group of individuals and unique we are. We join the first cohort of college students to graduate with no active memory of a pre-9/11 world. By many means, we are a generation that has grown into a society shaped by conflict. The centerfold of our education was upended by a pandemic, which we still feel the sting of. We have participated in a once-in-a-generation civil rights movement and one of the most contentious presidential elections in modern American history, in case you forgot about that one. Today, we face the largest geopolitical conflict in Europe since World War II, and we grieve for victims who have lost their lives to unnecessary and preventable gun violence. I know you probably weren't expecting such a depressing start to a college graduation speech, but there's a point to the aforementioned. Over the past few years, we could have given up. We could have thrown in a white flag, fell to the wayside, and no one would have thought twice. However, if you're here today as a graduate, a family member, a friend, a loved one, or an administrator, it is because you did the opposite. When life got tough, we grew resilient. We did so because we belong to the Drexel community, and the Drexel community does not wait for the world to deliver on its own. Instead, we go out and we pursue the world because we know that the world cannot wait. There are lives to be saved. There are supply chains to be corrected. There are roads and bridges to be built and revitalized. There are industries that need creativity breathed into them yet again. And now more than ever, there are rights to be fought for. My fellow graduates, know that while we celebrate tonight, the world celebrates too, because they are to become beneficiary of the ambition that we exude. While our journeys diverge onto different paths tonight, know that we will always be connected by the institution that brought us together and by the city that we call home. So, to the class of 2022, congratulations, we have made it. I cannot wait to bear witness to the unique impact that you have on this world. Thank you.
Please welcome Luis Riboyar Tercero, former president of the Graduate Student Association, who will address us on behalf of the class of 2022.
Thank you. Thank you to all members of the stage party for letting me be here tonight. And good evening to everyone here. Can we just start off by acknowledging how awesome this is? Can you guys give yourselves a round of applause, make some noise? That's right. Good evening to everyone here. From faculty and staff members, to all present alumni, family and friends, to all online viewers, and to all graduates of the class of 2022, welcome and congratulations. As mentioned, my name is Luis, and I am very honored to be here to address my fellow graduates of the class of 2022. When I received the invitation to speak here today, I was told I would have 2 minutes to give my speech. And when I heard that, my first thought was, no, Drexel already took 5 years of my life. So you're not giving me 2 minutes. I'm taking those 2 minutes back. And naturally, my second thought was, what on earth am I going to say in just 2 minutes? It only felt appropriate to reminisce on the highs and lows of what going through school at Drexel was like. And for me, I think it can all be summarized by the relationships I developed while I was here. You know, my first year or so at Drexel, I didn't quite feel at home or like I belonged. It felt like a temporary stop in my life, and I didn't believe that I would leave something behind that I would look back on with joy. Really, I just couldn't help but feel like I was surrounded by nerds. But then I remembered that I was enrolled in a PhD program for chemical engineering, and that I played chess every day and other things, like I probably watched Rick and Morty a little too much. Anyway, that's how I realized that I was a nerd too. And that realization was followed not by a change in self-image. I never thought that was appropriate. I never thought there was anything wrong with being a nerd. As a matter of fact, I think that's a good thing. I think outside of school and academia, I think it's good to know what your passion is and act accordingly. Act on it. Be true to yourself. But anyway, after this realization of me being a nerd, that was followed not by a change in self-image, but by a change in attitude. I began to make a conscious effort to be kind and to try to see the best in people. I spoke about this at a different ceremony yesterday, but I'm saying it again because this truly was one of the greatest lessons I learned during my time at Drexel, that sometimes trying to see the best in someone ends up in them presenting the best version of themselves to you. And it was this way how I came to realize, slowly but surely, how unique and special our Drexel community truly is, and how much I'm going to miss this place. So, with that said, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who made these last 5 years so special, starting with my advisor, Dr. Tang, all my past and present lab mates, and all the friends and the great people I met while I was here. You all made the fruitful days exciting and the slow days bearable, and made this place feel like home. Now finally, before I step away, fun fact, I did try to sneak a bottle of champagne into the stadium so I could pop it while I was out here. Didn't work. But I wanted to say, while I did that as we go on to celebrate our achievements today, I invite you all to thank the people in your lives who would have a positive impact on you, and to make out of this evening a beautiful memory for yourselves and for others. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Please welcome Dr. Paul Jensen, Executive Vice President, Nina Henderson Provost, and University Professor of Drexel University.
Good evening, everyone. Graduates, families, friends, colleagues, it's my joy and honor to welcome you tonight. To our active duty and military veterans, I offer a special welcome and thank you for your service. Tonight, we celebrate the years of hard work and dedication that have led to this moment on the parts of our graduates and those who supported, encouraged, educated, and mentored them. With this in mind, I would like to begin with a few acknowledgments. First, I would like to invite Dr. Kevin Owens to please stand to be recognized. As chair of the Faculty Senate, Professor Owens has worked tirelessly on behalf of our faculty. Together, we would like to formally recognize the invaluable contributions of our faculty to their students, to their professions, and the university. We thank you and we celebrate your role in the success of our graduates tonight. Second, I would like to acknowledge and invite Karina Lamb to stand. Karina is chair of the Alumni Board of Governors and Drexel Alumni Association. She has worked to provide a welcoming place for our over 150,000 alumni to remain connected to the Drexel community. Thank you for all you do for our past and current Dragons, Karina. Graduates, please don't hesitate to get involved with this wonderful organization. As Provost, I am so fortunate to have interacted with so many of the graduates sitting here tonight. Over the years, and especially more recently, I've noticed a common quality that many of our students share, no matter their majors or ambitions. That is an ability and drive to lead with empathy. They think beyond their own trajectories, advocating for changes with past and future communities in mind. One such student leader, Jessica Hervey, of the class of 2020, informs part of our program tonight. The land acknowledgement statement that can be found in your program was researched and championed by Jessica as part of her design and merchandising project entitled Land of Nations. The statement recognizes the historical links between the university and the original inhabitants of eastern Pennsylvania, the Lenape Indian tribe. This sense of perspective has been demonstrated by many in the class of 2022 as well. Members of this class have advocated for enhanced institutional commitments to climate and sustainability. They have joined diversity, equity, and inclusion task forces. They have worked alongside university leaders on projects designed to shape the future of higher education. They have asked the hard questions and done the work to help uncover the answers. It would have been impressive had these students just focused on their numerous classes, exams, extracurricular activities, and other responsibilities. But the class of 2022 went well beyond. The goal of a Drexel education has never been limited to education, nor has it been purely to prepare graduates for the workforce. Our ultimate goal is to equip students with the skills and experiences to find their passion and a sense of purpose in their personal lives, careers, and beyond. Ambition is not a narrow path to success, and it is not a path that we climb alone. The greater ambition is to elevate our peers and communities, to apply our creativity and ambition to the big questions and challenges embedded in our society and industries. Graduates, you have supported each other through a difficult period, and you have much to be proud of. The world needs the empathy, perspectives, and skills that you have demonstrated time and again over the past few years. As you prepare to leave Drexel to go on to the next stages of your journeys, know that you have left the university and each other changed. Together, you have forged a legacy for future classes to follow. And many exciting experiences lie ahead of you. I hope that you will stay connected to your alma mater. I can't wait to see what you will go on to do and become. So congratulations, class of 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Fry will now confer the university's honorary degree, and Dr. Elizabeth Van Boxdale, Chief Strategy Officer, Senior Vice President for Graduate and Online Education, and Dean of the Graduate College, will introduce our commencement speaker.
Internationally acclaimed as a transformative scholar and leader in higher education, Freeman A. Herbowski III has served for 30 years as president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC, which now leads the nation in producing Black bachelor's degree recipients who go on to earn PhDs in the natural sciences and engineering. It is also the top producer of such graduates who go on to earn MD PhDs. Through his research, advocacy, and leadership roles, Dr. Herbowski has developed and implemented successful educational initiatives for students from diverse backgrounds to excel in the STEM fields. The Meyerhoff Scholars Program, which he co-founded with philanthropist Robert Meyerhoff in 1988, is recognized as a national model for empowering high-achieving students, including those from underrepresented minorities who are interested in pursuing advanced degrees and research careers in science and engineering. Dr. Herbowski has authored numerous articles and is the author or co-author of 4 books. His most recent book, The Empowered University: Shared Leadership, Culture Change, and Academic Success, which he co-authored with 2 colleagues, examines how university communities support academic success by cultivating an empowering institutional culture. Named by national publications as one of the nation's top leaders, Dr. Herbowski has also received numerous accolades, honors, and elections to the nation's most prestigious learned societies, including the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, the American Philosophical Society, and the National Academy of Engineering. He has received many awards for his leadership, including the Carnegie Corporation's Academic Leadership Award and the U.S. Presidential Award for Excellence in Science, Mathematics, and Engineering Mentoring. A native of Birmingham, Alabama, and a child leader in the civil rights movement, Dr. Herbowski was prominently featured in Spike Lee's 1997 documentary, 4 Little Girls, on the racially motivated bombing in 1963 of Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church.
Drexel University salutes Freeman A. Herbowski III for his bold leadership in higher education and pioneering work in dramatically advancing diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice in post-secondary STEM education. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Drexel University, under the charter issued by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon Dr. Herbowski the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. On behalf of everyone at Drexel, I congratulate Dr. Herbowski on this honor and also for 30 years of sustained excellence and impact as president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And in case anyone here missed it, I also want to share and celebrate a recent piece of wonderful news. The Howard Hughes Medical Institute just launched a $1.5 billion effort to support up to 150 early career scientists of color in university laboratories. The name of that initiative, the Freeman Herbowski Scholars Program. So Dr. Herbowski was looking forward to addressing our graduates in person and really enjoyed meeting with several of our students last week in preparation for this evening. Unfortunately, he tested positive for COVID last weekend and is very disappointed that he cannot be here on stage to deliver this year's commencement address. But graduates, he was so determined to speak to you that he rallied to record the remarks that he wanted to deliver in person. And as you know, that someone like Freeman Hrabowski, who as a teenager faced down Bull Connor's dogs and fire hoses in Birmingham, is not going to let COVID keep him down on this special day. I know Dr. Hrabowski is watching this ceremony now, so before we hear his remarks, let's show him some Drexel love. I now invite all of you to watch and listen to Dr. Hrabowski's remarks on the Fanavision.
Good evening to Drexel University. I am honored to be with you here today, to the board and to the administration, to my friend, President Fry, to the faculty, staff, to the students, the alumni, the families, but most important, to the amazing class of 2022. I am honored to be here with you today, even if on the screen. I told them I would show you my excitement since I can't be there. And let me start by saying I'm not there because I tested positive for COVID. And out of an abundance of caution, I didn't want to be of any risk to anyone else. And so I'm doing this way, but I really wanted to talk to your class. I've had a chance to meet several of your classmates, and I want to mention their names: Rajiv, who is in finance and going to Morgan Stanley, and Linda, who works at Drexel. We'll have two of her kids there this coming fall, quite frankly, and she is graduating and looking forward to remaining there. To Anaya, who is an entertainment and arts management major and staying there for the MBA. To Celine, who's graduating with a bachelor's in computer engineering and a master's in electrical and telecommunications engineering and going to MIT Lincoln Laboratory. And finally, to Palash, graduating in data science and going on to work at Amazon. Each of these graduates had a story, just as each of you has a story. And I asked those graduates to tell me what I should talk about. And they essentially said, first of all, we need to recognize that 2 years ago, we didn't know we could be here like this. You would not have known that you could be there as a group because of science, because of the vaccines that we have now and the boosters. Quite frankly, I could never have imagined giving a commencement address in the middle of COVID, but because of the amazing vaccine, I took Moderna, and being doubly boosted, I'm feeling okay, a little cold, but I'm emphasizing to everybody the importance of the vaccine, and because I'm so proud that my student, Dr. Kizmikia Corbett, led the NIH team on the Moderna vaccine. So I feel good about the fact that one of my own graduates helped me to stand here today. What is the message that people gave me to give to you? First, be true to yourselves. Don't let anyone else define who you are. Number two, don't forget what it's taken to get here. Feel good about the courage and the strength that you and your families and the entire university, all of you have used to get to this point. Number three, we all get knocked down, but we get back up. Resilience or grit. We talk at my university a lot about grit. I know you do too. And number four, as Palash said in a very, very humble way, never forget your moral compass. The importance of knowing the difference between right and wrong and doing the right thing. I thought it was the right thing to do this by the screen today. But most important, continue to seek the truth. The truth in the long run will set us free. There's something about the truth that is so critical to the human spirit. And so what is my message today? Number one, savor this moment. Enjoy this moment. I'm a Southerner. I'm from UMBC in Baltimore, but I grew up in Birmingham. And we Southerners love stories. And I want to captivate you with this story about my grandmother. My grandmother would make 2 blueberry pies, one for the family and one for little fat Freeman. All right? And my mother would be upset with her because my mother was trying to get me to lose a little weight. And she didn't want me having so much sugar. But my grandmother wanted me to have that blueberry pie. So I'd sit there with my grandmother and I'd eat that pie, and pie would be all over my face. I would be feeling so good. And she would ask me, does it taste good? And I would say, real good, Grandma, real good. I can still taste the blueberry pie. And that's what I mean by savoring the moment. This, graduates, is your blueberry pie. Taste this moment. Think about your family all around you. Think about the obstacles you've overcome. You have made it. You're here. And in that moment in the future, when you're feeling down, think back to this moment with the love all around you, with your classmates, being a graduate of this fine university. And then secondly, I want you to think about the question that every graduate asks, and it really is, at any level, will I be okay? When you go from one level to the next, I'm getting ready to retire, but I still have to ask, am I going to be okay? It is the human question. And my answer to you is, yes, you're going to be okay. I remember marching with Dr. King when I was 12, wanting a better education, sitting in jail for a week, a horrible week, and wondering, will I be okay? A few years later, throughout the 60s, I'm graduating in 1970 from my institution from Hampton, and I'm still wondering, will I be okay? Because I just asked my girlfriend to marry me. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not mature enough to become a husband. And somehow, 50 years later, we're okay. So I always say, give my wife a round of applause. If I were there, I'd ask for that, but we're okay. We're okay. But most important, the similarities between when I graduated and now that you're graduating, we were in the middle of war. We'd been going through the civil rights challenges, through the Vietnam War. We'd had the assassination of the president, of President Kennedy. Several years before, the president of Dr. King had died, had been assassinated. And what is the point? We were in the middle of many crises. And the question was, would we be okay? But somehow, with the help of the next President Johnson and the legislation and the Voting Rights Act and the Higher Education Act and the Civil Rights Act, we made it through that period and America made more progress. The same thing as we are here today, as we talk about gun violence, as we talk about the war, the global war going on right now for democracy, as we talk about voting rights, the challenge is for us to think about what each of us can do to believe in ourselves. We are a great country. What makes us great, though, is that we know we can be better, and we want to do that. You become a part of the generation of leaders to make it better. And so I challenge you to think about who you are, what you will be doing, what difference you will make. I end with a story from another Drexel graduate. His name was Tony Deering, a dear friend who graduated from Drexel in 1969, well prepared, got an MBA from Wharton, was in the corporate world, moved his way all the way up to becoming the CEO of the Rouse Company, which was a major real estate development company here in Baltimore that developed malls from Boston to Baltimore, and developed the city Columbia, which was designed to help people of all races learn how to live together. In my last conversation with Tony, he said to me this, Freeman, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is I will not be alive by the end of this week. And I'm gasping, thinking about it. And he said, but Freeman, wait, the good news is I'm giving your university, a big donation from my family because we care about children. And the hope I have comes from the fact that as we give you this money and you look at ways of using this money for children in inner city Baltimore and teaching them the arts and elevating them and teaching them they're somebody, that is the hope of humankind. And that makes me feel good, Freeman. I'll never forget Tony. I asked his son Spencer this week, what would Tony say to the graduates of his alma mater? And he said this, that my dad always looked people in their eyes and told them they were going to be okay. In fact, he would tell them, you've got this. He wanted them to believe in themselves. And there is the message today, graduates, to know that you define who you are, to make sure you do everything you can to get back up whenever you get knocked down, to believe in yourselves, to take as hopeful an approach as possible as you work to think about not only yourself, but other people, to never, never, never give up, and then to remember, you've got this. You've got this. You will be okay. Dreams and values. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I am so proud of you.
And that's why he's my hero. Freeman, on behalf of everyone at Drexel, I want to thank you for those powerful and inspirational remarks, and feel better, dear friend.
President Fry will now confer the university's degrees. As I announce your college or school, please rise and remain standing until all colleges and schools have been announced and President Fry confers all degrees. The candidates for degrees in the C.R. Chuck and Annette Pannoni Honors College. The candidates for degrees in the Charles D. Close School of Entrepreneurship. The candidates for degrees in the Richard C. Goodwin College of Professional Studies. The candidates for degrees in the Dana and David Dornsife School of Public Health. The candidates for degrees in the School of Biomedical Engineering, Science, and Health Systems. The candidates for degrees in the School of Education. The candidates for degrees in the College of Computing and Informatics. The candidates for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences. The candidates for degrees in the Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design. The candidates for degrees in the College of Nursing and Health Professions. The candidates for degrees in the College of Engineering. And the candidates for degrees in the Bennett S. LeBeau College of Business.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Drexel University, under the charter issued by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and upon the recommendation of your faculties, I confer upon you the doctoral, master's, or bachelor's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Drexel graduates.
Congratulations to all of the 2022 Drexel University graduates.
So proud of you guys. Okay, so a few final words. Staging a ceremony of this complexity and scale at a major league ballpark takes an enormous amount of planning, coordination, cooperation, and hard work by so many people. All of us at Drexel are tremendously grateful to everyone in the Philadelphia Phillies organization who have been such amazing partners in planning and hosting this university commencement at beautiful Citizens Bank Park. Let's give it up for them. Go Phillies. We're also grateful to all the volunteers and grounds crews, ushers, and everyone on Drexel's student success, alumni relations, and event planning teams. You all hit it out of the park. Thanks to everyone. And finally, let me thank Rob Brooks, who has been our magnificent master of ceremonies today. Rob stepped in after Dan Baker unexpectedly couldn't be with us here tonight. To borrow from the late Harry Callis's famous salute to Chase Utley, Rob Brooks, you are the man. Thank you. Okay, graduates, we have one final ritual to make graduation official. On the count of 3, please turn your tassels from right to the left. All ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations again. Now I declare this commencement of Drexel University to be officially adjourned. Congratulations and best wishes to all of our graduates.
There's usually like a big finish, right?
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's why I'm like, they told us 5 minutes, 4, so it's gonna go. Somebody else will pop, 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 pop. People around South Bay are probably like, who's putting off the fireworks during the day? They're probably all like,
No, they're probably all like, oh, I forgot I got some in the basement. I should go shoot them off. That looks like a conclusion.
the big hurrah. I think there's more people left than last year, though. I think it was mostly empty last year. Can they even see them with the banners? And go.
Congratulations, Drexel University class of 2022. Go Dragons!